Unleashed documents field investigations, witness accounts, and unexplained experiences for discussion, research, and entertainment purposes. The content presented reflects personal experiences, interviews, and observations. Viewers are encouraged to draw their own conclusions. Monsters Unleashed does not claim definitive proof of any cryptid, paranormal entity, or unexplained phenomenon. All photos, videos, and audio shared are either original content, used with permission, or presented for commentary and analysis under fair use. This channel promotes open discussion, critical thinking, and respectful exploration of unexplained topics.
Step in, stand hard, no turning back. Monster Mike hits the front line, cutting through the dark. Boots hitting the ground like he's calling something out. If the night wants to move, it moves through him first. He wants answers, and he takes them. We move in, no fear, eyes sharp, heart steady. We walk the dark, we hunt the unseen. We stand together and push through anything. This is the team, this is the fight. This is Monsters Unleashed, coming alive tonight. Trisha hits the right flank, silent and locked in. She feels the forest breathe, hears a shift before it breaks. One glance and she knows when something's watching. Doug pushes forward like he owns the trail, strong stride, no pause. If something's waiting, he's the one in me. We walk the dark, we hunt the unseen. We stand together and push through anything. This is the team, this is the fight. This is Monsters Unleashed, pulling the night in tighter.
Hey there, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to another episode of Monsters Unleashed. Well, I had Trisha Collins here with me, and she's now gone, so she's having internet trouble. It's been a rough day for her. But I'm going to go ahead and bring out my other co-host, Donna Copas. Hello there, Donna. How are you?
Hello. I'm here for hopefully mine doesn't
Yeah.
go out. Mine's going.
Which, we all know Donna bounces in and out all night long anyways, but she still catches the show. She'll go back and watch it if anything. But it's been a rough night. We've got Andy and Crystal. They're out tonight, and Miss Jen is out tonight. So and then Trisha is like sometimes here, and Donna is here sometimes. But anyways, we've got a really good guest tonight. His name is Mike Smith. A lot of people know him. For those that don't know him, you're going to get to know him tonight. So let's bring him out. How's it going, Mike?
Going good. How are y'all?
Buddy, I tell you. Well, I told you, we're just having a rough time tonight.
I know. You guys are always fun. I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but it'll be fun at the least.
Oh, Trisha said bear with her. She's trying to load back in.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I mean, there's always something going on, man. I mean, we've got this thing, and I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. Technical difficulties.
There you go. Old school. Yeah. I like it.
It's like I get to throw that out at every show, it seems like. But
Definitely with me, I'm telling you.
it's been, we've had a lot of, Mike, since our trip over to the LBL a couple weeks back, we've all had some weird stuff happening.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Weird stuff. People having bad dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And, look, in Colson Holler, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but in Colson Holler, look at that.
I can't
If you
see
can
all of it here, but yeah.
And they got that in Colson Holler, dude. And I just, like I said, I don't know. There's been some bad dreams. We don't know. We honestly don't know what to take of it.
Well, it'll stay with you, man. That place has got a power.
Yeah,
it's got a lot of good and it's got a lot of bad, and it'll stay with you. And you've got to really be guarded. And I don't share it a lot. I'm a Christian, and I approach everything from the Bible first. But I'll tell you, there's as far as is cleansing yourself and washing off. I mean, I take a shower every night before I go to bed, whether I'm dirty or not, and then in the morning too, just to wake up. But just the water running over you sometimes. It's not just the physical dirt. It's the mental, it's the emotional, it's the spiritual. I made a joke about it. I've got a bucket system I use. I don't know if Trisha's ever seen it when I camp. But before I go to bed, every camp I've ever been on, before I go to sleep, I have heated a bucket of water by a campfire. I've got a smaller bucket inside with a shower head pattern drilled in it. It'll give you about 4 minutes of hot water, and I hang that up in a tree, and just it's a cleansing thing, because if you're messing around LBL, you need that and all the help you can get.
Yeah, you sure do, buddy. I tell you what, we have seen some stuff in there that just like people wouldn't believe. It's yeah, Trisha says she thinks that the MIB's on her.
Yeah, they may be. That's a real thing.
Trisha, try to click that link that I sent you, and see if it'll let you come in that way. But yeah, we've seen some stuff there. Trisha and them's really seen some stuff there, and I said the very first time I came in there, Mike, I said I don't know how people come in here and investigate and don't come out with one tied up, because it's really that bad. People just don't understand.
Yeah, well, that's part of the thing, though. I don't think we're going to be able to get one tied up unless they just let us, man. There's another, we use the term interdimensional. There are more powers going on there than just in this physical world.
Yeah.
And I used to would have thought I was crazy, or anybody else was crazy for saying that. I still question myself, but I can't lie to myself. My eyes work really well. I was on Dogman TP hunting yesterday, and one of the co-hosts, Natalie, she made such a great point, such a simple thing. Our eyes work real well every day. I've gone through life in the normal day, not being tricked, not misunderstanding things, knowing exactly what I saw, when, where, and how. So why all of a sudden, when it's some kind of weird thing that everybody else doesn't understand, do I have to accept the notion my eyes might have been playing tricks on me? They weren't. I saw it.
Yeah.
So she brought that point up, and I agree with her. It's a different place.
Yeah, you see things in there. It's like me with my experience and stuff. I was standing there talking to Randy and Mark. We were there at the James Creek across the bridge. We had stopped there. Mark got a phone call, and he was on the phone, and I'm talking to Randy, and Mark walks over to us, and I'm videoing Randy. And I look over at Mark, and when I do, I see something back in the woods pass between one tree to another.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, I just seen something, And we went straight in there, and there was nothing.
Yeah.
There was nothing. And we took like an hour or so just lurking around in there, trying to find evidence of something. And my wife gets that photo of that Dogman.
Right.
As we were coming out of there, she gets that photo, and it's way back in there. So we had to zoom into it.
Yeah.
But, and then me and Mark went in. Let's see, that was the first day. We went in 2 days later in there early, and went into that area to try to debunk that photo that my wife had got.
Mm-hmm.
And we found the tree that this thing was in, and the whole backside of that tree was just shredded going all the way up. Mark
Oh yeah,
Roberts will tell you, I have the photos of it.
yeah. I've seen
The
it.
tree was
I
just
saw it.
shredded.
Yeah, and you know that ridge, and Mark was actually with me. He's going to be the common thread here, and then Randy too. So if you're standing on that bridge and you're looking south and you're going east up the creek, there's a ridge. Not only is it the perfect ridge for to be backlit from the moonlight, there
Mm-hmm.
are so many escape routes off of that ridge. It is, and Randy and I climbed it and checked it out. And that's kind of my, if I have an area of expertise, I look for the terrain features and the tactical advantages or disadvantages of the terrain. And
Mm-hmm.
predators know that. Predators use that. Even if they're not predating, if they're just observing, they're going to use these areas because you don't want to be seen. That ridge is the perfect. I've seen it with my own eyes. It'll walk through the trees. It'll walk that ridge and watch anybody down there. And if you look up there on a good moonlit night, you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to catch it.
No,
You're not going to catch it. But and it's not. I tell you what, it's not a person. It's
no.
not.
And
So
I recommend, we've got 16 people watching us right now, and if anybody goes in that area and stuff, stay out of that area.
yep,
Really, please
yep,
stay out of that
yep.
area. It's not a good place to be.
Nope.
I mean, LBL is a beautiful place. There's a lot of areas in that LBL that you can visit and hike and everything, and you're not in so much danger. There's certain areas in that place that you should not be.
Yeah,
You-
definitely. Yeah, and I won't rehash anything. If anybody watching has any questions, because my story's out there. I'm out on the internet since my sighting in 2020. But since being here, and in 1988, when I got down here and we used to skip school weekly to go into LBL, it was always be home before dark. Don't
Mhm.
be out at night. And and we've all said it before. 90% of people, even hunters, even good hunters, recreational people, you're not more than a mile off the trail, a mile away from the road. And you're pretty safe if you stay and if you follow that directive in the daytime in LBL, you're going to be safe. That's why there's so many people that go, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Because one, they're not looking for it. It is there and it is watching you, and they are watching those areas. You're just not observant enough or aware enough to see them.
Yeah.
But
You've got to be tuned into it.
yeah,
You've got to know. And,
hmm
and then you tune yourself into it, and then you can pick up the small details.
oh yeah,
And then the next thing you know, you're seeing the big details.
that's
I mean,
right.
it works like that, dude. You can go in there for years and not see anything,
Yeah,
and you have that one experience, and it
yeah.
changes your life.
I shared for the first time probably yesterday, and I look back on this. I never thought I'd be here at this point in my life until till 2020. But in 2008, I coached a girls soccer team, Trigg County High School girls soccer, which is right there in Katie's borders. Trigg County, part of LBL's in Trigg County. And I remember hearing a girl telling a story about a werewolf around Wranglers.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember laughing and talking to my assistant coach. I didn't engage her, but the girl had been riding a horse. One had stood up and growled at her, and she ran off. And my soccer player was complaining because this was her best riding buddy. And that girl said, I'm not going back there. So
Mm-hmm.
that's when I learned about Barton Nunley. That was my first. I went and did some research. YouTube was up. I saw his drawing. He's got the one that's got the famous sketch, the black and white sketch. That's Barton's. A lot of people steal it and use it. But and then I remember seeing his movie, Hunt the Dogman, and that was actually the first time I had heard about the beast part and the cryptid part of the stuff at LBL. But before it was mountain lions, bears, wolves, serial killers, witches, ghosts, Indian curse, but it wasn't really Bigfoot and the beast until for me anyway, until later. And I still never thought then I would think it was real, and I didn't think people were lying. I still don't. I'll listen to anybody, and if that's what you saw and that's your experience, I'm going to respect that
Mm-hmm.
because you don't sound any crazier than I do. But in the back of my head, like, this can't be real. It's all real. It's all real. It's crazy.
It is crazy. Look, my very first, and I'm not lying. I mean, the very first experience of me actually seeing a Sasquatch in the woods was
Yeah.
in the LBL.
Yeah.
Was in actually Russian Creek.
Okay.
And I'm probably going to go to hell for telling people it was in Russian Creek because I was told not to tell people about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I was approached during Golden Pond and told not to tell people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I seen it there the very first time. Mark was with me
Right.
when I seen it, but it changes your life. It really does.
Yeah.
And I told Trisha that day. I said, I have to believe in leprechauns and the tooth fairy now because
That's right.
people told me all my life this stuff wasn't real.
Yeah.
And then you do see it.
Yeah. Well, and it's important, and you mentioned Pathfinders when we were backstage. We've started a group.
Oh, there's
And
Martin in here
we
too, by the way. Hey,
Oh
Martin.
yes, I know. Yeah, yeah. And we want to do some stuff. We want people investigating. The biggest reason for me, there's two reasons for me why I don't want an area shared or some things like that. One, if it's Bigfoot related, I respect them as more of a family unit, as more of having a home and a territory. And I don't want to be the cause of people invading that or disrupting that. The other reason is we know so much is dangerous. If we get in there and push the dangerous stuff out of where they are now, the only place to go is the more frequented, more populous spots.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be responsible for pushing something that's perfectly happy and been hidden for 40 years right into the middle of Wrangler's camp where it's going to start eating horses and attacking people and doing stuff like that. So it's Russian Creek, everybody know Martin Groves, great guy, good friend of mine. He has shared that, he calls his incident the Russian Creek incident. So you probably won't go to hell for sharing that one because everybody knows it's dangerous. And that's where I saw those demonic eyes. I saw those I've told people, don't go there.
Yeah, well, Russian Creek's right there, intersects with Jones Creek, and I mean, just that whole Colson Holler, just that whole little section of the LBL. It's a dangerous place.
Yeah, it
and
is.
It's beautiful. I mean, absolutely gorgeous in there.
Yeah,
and but I don't know. I don't want to be in there after dark by myself.
Nope.
We were there back in October, and we'd come in. We went there to the gate. And there was two guys got out of their truck. They were hunters and they had bicycles and stuff. And they were talking to us. And I'm like, so do y'all know anything about this area? And it's like, no, we're from Florida. We come up from hunting from Florida. And I said, guys, y'all in the wrong spot to be hunting.
Yeah.
I said, I wouldn't go in there hunting. They had bows.
Well.
And I mean,
Don't go too deep. Yeah, don't go too deep.
I told him, I said, if you got YouTube, maybe you should look up the Beast of LBL. And that's all I said to him.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, that's good advice. And I'll tell you what, I don't know that I've shared this ever on camera. But in 1988 or 89, and again, witches, vampires, Satan worship, back in those days, that was the big deal. Interview with the Vampire. It was movies. So they call it the Vampire Hotel now after Rod Farrell. But it was always a place where there was occult activity. And I have found multiple times pentagrams, burnt stuff, candles, sacrificed animals. And I mean, the real stuff. And I've told people, I dated a practicing Wiccan. She still practices. Her profile picture last time I checked on Facebook was the Wicked Witch of the West. So this is, I've got not expertise, but knowledge. But one day we used to go up there. It's right by Agnes Ferry Bridge. And it used to be 2 stories. And we went up there. It was my first time up there. And my buddy, I won't drop his name, but he put his hand up on to go up the stairs that used to be there, and something bit him, and his hand just started swelling immediately.
Oh, geez.
We hadn't been up there 5 minutes, so I give him a Benadryl that was in my pack. I've always, be prepared. We got him to the hospital. They called it a spider bite. Well, that night, the group said, you know what? We didn't get to check that out. Let's go back tonight. So we go right back. We hike up that hill. When we get up to the slab, all of a sudden, there's a fresh pentagram, burnt candles, something that appeared to be blood in the middle that was not there during the day when we were there. We all get freaked out. We're like, okay, there used to be a road up there. You can still find the pavement on the top of the ridge. So it was well defined. They've cut the access down now. When we start heading down, every 10 feet there was a well-formed spider web with a giant spider in the middle, and I'm talking a dozen of them that appeared that weren't there 15 minutes prior when we went up. And that was my real first experience with that. Well, I tell you what, Mark Roberts was with me at Russian Creek one night, and we saw 3 of those spider webs like that in conjunction. And I told him that story, and I think he thought I was crazy. We were just getting to know each other. And I said, Mark, I've had experience with this, buddy. That's not a good sign. That is nothing I want to be around. So I'm still freaked out.
For you, though, Mark's a good guy. I really like Mark. I consider him a brother.
Yeah.
That's just Mark, because you'll be with him and something crazy happens, and he's just like he don't know what to do, because like he gets all excited,
Yeah.
But like when he was with us and all this stuff was going on, and he misses it by that much.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
It's just that much, and he misses it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just want my experience. And
Right.
I'm like, be careful what you wish for, because this kid right here wanted her experience too, and she got it.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
So Trisha, you're back. Are you there?
Yeah, I don't know for how long. I don't know what's going on. There's been stuff happening since I've been back from West Virginia.
I shared a little bit
So I'm
with that.
sorry, I'm just running off.
I shared a little bit of that with Mike. I'll share it here with the chat right now, that Trisha was gone to West Virginia for a week. She comes home, and doors that were closed when she left were open in her house. Her computer no longer worked. Her internet doesn't work. She's been fighting this all day just to be able to be on this show tonight. And you can see she's in and out now. So hopefully, Trisha, you get to hang in there. Can you see us now? She can't hear us either.
She gone again.
Yeah, she can't hear us either.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, Mark is a very rational person.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does, Randy. He really knows the area really well, and he is a very rational person. That's what makes Mark who he is. And like, I don't know if Mark's watching tonight. I think he has a grandchild's birthday or something today, I do believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a great guy, and he's very knowledgeable. He studies. That's what it takes. You have to study. And you have to know where you're going. And you have to know how to get the hell out of where you're going.
Yeah, he's been so good. We've we talked about the Pathfinders. We're talking. I call it the super friends. I want us all doing our own thing and our own affiliation, but I want us to come together, and it helps to alleviate the drama, that we're all working together, and do some things and try to corroborate some evidence and document some things as a group. And then start learning from that, develop patterns, develop, what we know works, what doesn't. And his first thing with his background was, we're all 60, 50, 60 years old. What if there's a problem a mile away from camp? How are we getting somebody out? And he spearheaded. We've got protocols now. We've got all kinds of safety things just for the safety of our group. And it's very organized and coordinated, and he was the driving force behind a lot of that. He and I'm not a hippie, but I'm just, hey, let's just walk in the woods and feel the vibe, and and go where it takes us. And he's like, no, people got to know where we are, and it's neat. And Randy, we talked about Randy. That guy'll do anything for you. He's there at the drop of a hat. Trisha, Trisha's in it. You guys are in it. Trisha's just um, there all the time, motivated, ready to learn, ready to go, ready to share. So we've got a mission coming up here in a week or so. I won't give too many details about it, but I'm getting excited about it. We got a lull. The winter knocked us out of there and knocked us off our original plan, and it's been a lull. I'm ready to get back out in the woods with everybody. Are you going to be able to make it, Mike? Are you going to be able to come down or?
No, like I said, I was in there. I'm 9 hours away.
Right.
And I was in there for the Golden Pond thing and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
actually, I had a mission planned and had scheduled Mark to come into North Carolina with me for the same day.
Yeah.
But after you come up with that, Mark's like, well, I can't go.
My
But
bad.
we were going into the South Mountains of North Carolina down next to Georgia
Uh-huh.
into the Black Mountain area
Yeah.
and everything. And dude, I'm telling you, you talking about a squatchy place?
Yes.
Oh boy, gosh, man. And I have a guide, so I'm still going.
Okay.
And if Trisha makes it in, Trisha will probably go with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But
that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry Millwood, with the NCI crew, he
Jerry's
told me
my
a
guy.
little. He's invited me for a few things. I can't make them while school's in. But man, that'd be awesome, dude. That should be fun for you.
Yeah. Now we plan on trying to do something in September in the LBL.
Okay.
I'm going to come in. We're going to spend a week in there camping.
Okay.
And everything. We're going to try to set up something. Maybe we'll get with you guys and maybe we can put a big old thing together.
Yeah. See, the whole thing was, and I've shared this before. I was watching the Murdaugh murders, that thing that Hulu did about the guy that killed his wife and all that stuff. And it was so well done. And I realized that basically circumstantial evidence put that guy in jail.
Yeah.
There was,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking, if we're all going to be out here anyway, if we can start coordinating our efforts, and if I heard this on this ridge at this time, and then, a mile away, somebody heard this 20 minutes before, and then 10 minutes later, and we can establish a pattern. And then it's 20 people talking about it instead of 2.
Yeah.
Then you start getting some stuff that people will take seriously.
Yeah, well, that's what we've been trying to do when we started Monsters Unleashed. Our whole thing was working with other groups. We want to work with other groups. Any information we have, we want to share with other groups because one group is not going to make the big difference. It's going to be a collaboration with all of these other groups in order to pull everything that they have together and say, here we go. This is what we have. But I don't know, Mike, there's a lot of other people out there. I've been watching a lot of these other shows and documentaries and stuff. There's a lot of other people out there that have some very, very good scientific proof. And no one accepts it. Okay?
Well, and yes, listen, you are absolutely right. And that's something, we were talking backstage. If I could accomplish one thing tonight, and I know you always get a lot of views and a lot of people watch this, so it's a good place to share it. The LBL, this is like the gold rush. This is like the gold rush, and it's hot right now. The minute somebody comes and you could have one on a leash, okay? And it's like you just said, there's 2 things are going to happen. One, half the people aren't going to believe us anyway. And then the other half are going to want more.
Yeah.
So there's no reason for us to be fighting and causing drama and acting like one group's got to be the best and the other group's got it's there. Let's go get it and let's understand. There's still people that think Patterson Gimlin film is a fake.
Yeah, and they have a guy that says, well, they paid me to wear the suit.
Exactly.
Then it was proven that he couldn't have wore that suit.
Yeah.
Because, unless they had glued that suit to his skin so it showed his muscle tone and all that stuff. It's just crap is what it was, Mike.
Yeah.
But like you said, people, there are people out there, and there's actually people out there that are paid to say that this stuff happened.
Yes, I know. And here's the thing. This is not like the Super Bowl. There is no end game here. There's no when you might be the guy that's got the best footage now. There's going to be somebody that gets the best footage later, and the division within our community is part of the problem and part of the reason we're not getting taken seriously. And if we could offer a unified front, that's going to help. And we don't have to like everybody, but we need to respect everybody.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and it's just it's I hope our group, your group, I hope Pathfinders coming together. I hope these podcasts can really make people think, and let's just relax. There's enough gold for everybody. As soon as we find it, we're going to want more. There's no end game. It's always going to be there. It's been there since the beginning of time. Let's just enjoy it together.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Trisha, it's saying you're trying to add to the stream again. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on this one.
Did you get it?
I believe so. Can you hear me?
Yes. Jeez, look at that.
Praise Jesus.
I'm trying to look in YouTube and see her. I can't.
Yeah.
And she's coming in and out. I can just see it coming in and out.
He wasn't kidding when he told you guys earlier. I went to West Virginia because I've been having a lot of things happening to me here. I mean, like I lifted from my body and saw these black things crawling in my floor 2 nights in a row. The second time, when I got up, my husband thought I was having a heart attack. And about an hour later, I said, pack a bag. We're getting out of here. I need to go back home and ground myself and recharge. So I did that. It's been a week.
Yeah.
My Jeep ended up breaking down in West Virginia. So I took that as a sign as not time to get back yet. I get home yesterday, or was it yesterday? No, day before yesterday. Doors that were shut, and I have cameras that were shut, are open, and my cameras aren't working now. My computer just went crazy and didn't want to work today. My internet was fighting me. Been all day working on my internet.
Wow.
I don't know what's going on, but I don't have a good feeling about it, and it's really freaking me out. I'm ready to go back to West Virginia again.
I tell you what happened to me yesterday, coincidentally, and you guys were there to know what I'm talking about. I was going to share at the end of this 2-hour podcast, and I started to share with, and I didn't drop the names, but were you guys in there when that gentleman played the tape of the Sasquatch speaking English?
No, we were outside. Listen, Mike. And not to Donna probably was.
Yeah, well, I'll just add, I started to share that and my microphone went dead.
Yeah.
At that exact moment.
Yeah.
I believe
No,
it.
Mike, Trisha was sitting there in the back, you know, and I had went outside because what I was doing, I was getting people when they were coming out the door. Hey, did you get all your questions answered? You got it? And, you know, you have any more questions? Look, here we are. We're Monsters Unleashed. You know, we're here to answer anything questions you have and, you know, and help you. And just trying to get the word out there. And like this guy comes out, I'm standing out there talking to a war criminal. And I'm standing out there talking to him. And this guy comes out and this guy's like, he is very upset.
Yes.
Really upset. And so we're talking to him and everything. And I asked him, said, did you get your questions answered? Did you have any more questions or anything? And he's like, no. And he's, you know, he's really hesitant. And we're talking to him. And man, dude, Mike, the problem there is, and I don't know if Martin's still watching or not, is that whole thing was videoed.
Yeah.
And like people came there to speak up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that left there that I talked to outside that had stuff to share, but they wasn't comfortable because the cameras are in there.
Right. Well, that's understandable.
This guy pops out this picture on his phone, and it was a Dogman on all fours. It was a trail camera. And this thing had a huge mane on it. It looked like a freaking lion.
Wow. Wow.
And this was the clearest picture. And I'm like, hold on, please don't leave. And I go in there and I told Trisha, I said, I don't know what's going on in here, but this is more important outside. You need to come outside right now.
Yeah.
So she gets up and she comes outside, and this guy pops out this picture and he's showing it to her. And then he shows this picture of this claw that they had.
Right. Right.
And he said that they'd found a bunch of armadillos just shredded there, and this claw was there.
Wow.
But like, and I told this guy, I gave him our email address and all of our information. I said, look, man, you don't have to share none of this with us if you don't want to. I said, but just talk to us, get to know us.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, let's build some trust here, because this guy was crying.
He cried to me for about 15 minutes, and
Yeah.
like I just wanted to hug him. But he told me, he said, his exact words was, "Watch your health."
Well,
And
that's yes.
And I had my encounter, and then it was maybe not even a week later, I ended up in the hospital with an unknown infection that just was spreading through my body. But he said that he had a stroke. Then after his stroke, he had a heart attack. And then he wrecked his brand new four-wheeler. I mean, brand new. He was just driving down the road and the back axle snapped. And he's having a lot happen to him. And I didn't want him to come on the show. I didn't want to interview him. I just wanted to hug him and let him know it's going to be okay. And that's what Martin did for me that night. He told me it's okay. And he talked to me. And that guy needed somebody to talk to. And I think about him every day. I worry about him every day. Don't even know who the guy is. But I'm worried.
Yeah, and that's so important. I've had 3 people since I've come out confide in me stuff they don't want to share. I've seen pictures like that, not of Dogman. I'm telling you, Dogman, I don't know that all of them are bad, but I believe there's more of a demonic energy, something that can stick with you, something that can negatively affect you associated with that. It's not my favorite thing to be a part of.
Well, Mike, you said you're a Christian and stuff. I ever since Trisha's encounter, okay, and I seen what I seen on video, and we shared that video last week on our show. But I've been doing a lot of studying. Like, have you heard of the Book of Jubilees?
Oh yes. Yep.
Okay, so you read the Book of Jubilees, and I have found answers in the Book of Jubilees that answer a lot of questions that I had. You know, it speaks in the Book of Jubilees that when God, when he was going to destroy the earth with the flood, that basically this what was his name, Mephisto or I can't remember.
So. Yep.
That he basically goes to God and he asks for 10% of the souls of the Nephilim to remain on the earth to test humans' faith against, with God and stuff like that. They'll basically be demons.
Yeah.
And God granted that.
Yeah.
And so 10% of those souls were left here. Yeah.
And, something that you just got to think of, and those books that were left out of the Bible or not, that's a great source to go to. Book of Enoch, of course, is the popular one. You got to remember, Satan had access to heaven, which is what the book of Job is all about. Right? So it's one thing to be covered in the blood and protected and saved and all those things, but that doesn't mean you're going to be left alone and you're not going to be vulnerable. Again, reference Job. So we've got to do those things to protect us. We've always got to focus on strengthening ourselves, but spiritually. But again, staying away from it for me is number one. I mean, it's so crazy because it beckons you back. It's like it gets a hold of you inside. It's not right. You don't need any more proof. Why am I back here 2 weeks later? Why am I? And I think that's because it makes a connection with us. Yeah,
it is. Well, but one thing that got me in that Book of Jubilees, okay, it speaks in there of the 200 fallen angels, and they were called the Watchers. And I know Donna calls the Sasquatch the Watchers, but in the Book of Jubilees, these angels were called the Watchers.
Yes.
And they fathered the Nephilim.
Yes.
But it says in this book that the Watchers taught the Nephilim the secrets of heaven and of earth. Okay, so people talk about portals and them cloaking themselves and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, look, I'm probably going to hell for saying, but I believe these things are the spirits of the Nephilim, and they are flesh and blood spirits.
Yeah.
And they know the secrets of heaven. They know the secrets of this earth, and they're able to do things like this. And I mean, and it sounds weird. People could say, "Hey, look, you know, here's your ticket to the lunatic asylum." For talking like this, but guys, I'm telling you right now, this shit is for real.
Yep.
People need to come to the conclusion that, you know, we're not just talking out of our ass here.
Yeah. Yes. And when you've got a book, I didn't mean to cut you off, Michael. It's when you've got a book that was written thousands of years, eons ago, talking about it, when you've got cave paintings of all this stuff, when you've got the passed down verbal stories of all the Native American tribes and all the native tribes on all continents, you've got sightings and legends of this stuff when history started being recorded, and it's still going on now. That's a source. I mean, that's a source. If you've got a name for it, Nephilim, and it's talking about the same stuff we're seeing, why? I mean, that's the source I'm going to lean on as well, instead of some other speculative new age junk.
I have found so many answers since I've started digging into these books. I've found so many answers, and
you're on the right track.
This person right here says that they're looking deeper into the Bible for more answers, and it's definitely all connected, they believe. And you're absolutely correct. We are living in the biblical days right now. Guys, you read your Bible and you talk about, and you read the book of Revelations and stuff like that. We're living in those days.
Yeah.
And look, I don't profess to be a Christian. I believe in God. I don't go to church on every Sunday. I probably should. But I mean, I'm honest. I don't. I believe in God, and I believe it says in the Bible, where 2 or 3 come together in His name, you have church.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm a believer. I don't believe that I have to go to church to believe in God and try to do the right thing.
Yeah. You don't.
And it's not that I'm lazy and I don't want to get up for church on Sunday morning, but sometimes a church can lead you astray. And I've been part of churches like that. That's led, that's made me not want to go to church and stuff, because you get some churches, is not all churches. Most churches are wonderful, but some churches you go to, there are people in that church that's just like the people in the Sasquatch field right now. They're there just to stab you in the damn back.
Oh yes.
First
Yep.
So and I don't know how I got on the topic of churches, but anyway,
we're having it. Yeah.
I have been studying these books. My wife went and got me these books, and the Book of Giants is only 2 pages long, but the Book of Giants is amazing.
Yes.
And guys, we're probably speaking about books that no one's ever heard of. Yeah. That's because they're not in the Bible. Go and get you an Ethiopian Bible.
Right. Oh yes.
The King James Version Bible, there's 66 books. In the Ethiopian Bible, there's 83. And there's another Bible that has 90-some books in it.
Yeah. Is it the Geneva Bible? Yeah.
I think it is. And I tell you what, I forget the guy on YouTube did some like cartoon animation. It was pre-AI. It's not AI stuff. It's the Book of Giants, the Jubilees. He explains these and makes them. Summarizes them. They're awesome, aren't they? I learned more from those, I think, than actually reading them. Yep.
I actually, when I'm driving, if I'm not talking to Patricia or my wife, I'm listening to those videos.
Yes.
And you learn so much.
Yep.
And I have to tell you, my whole thing, and people speculate what these creatures are. Okay, they speculate what they are, and I believe they're the spirits of the Nephilim that were left on this earth. There were 10% of the spirits were left to walk this earth.
Mm-hmm.
And now look, when I say this, you speak of Nephilim. It says in there that not all Nephilim were bad. Not all Nephilim were evil.
Yes.
So some people say, well, I believe that Sasquatch, some of the Sasquatch stuff are good. You've heard people say that they believe some of the Dogmen are good.
Yeah.
But not all of those spirits were evil. Yeah. And actually, one of the Nephilim prayed to God to spare him because he was good,
That's right.
And God denied that because he had to cleanse this planet, this world of that bloodline.
Yep.
And it couldn't remain. But I mean, I think that they're the walking spirit of the Nephilim.
Yeah.
And they're flesh and blood.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all.
And I'm not a preacher, but people, y'all better get right with God because the time is coming.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be one of those guys standing on the sidewalks with a sign saying the end is near, But I'm telling you, you'd have to be an idiot to not see it right now.
Oh yes. Part of what I think is happening with AI, if there's something sinister behind it, and my experience with government, federal government, not state and local government, but federal government, is there's always somebody that's wanting to exploit somebody or someone or something. And when they're putting this AI out, I might think it is a ruse to actually go ahead and put out this stuff that is really happening. Like you saw the UFO files are supposed to be being released.
Oh man, isn't that something?
Yeah, I saw a funny picture. The meme said the files, and it showed a cityscape, and in the sky there was a big black square, like they're going to redact everything, like they do. But I think they're prepping us for a world when we cannot tell what is real or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's when coming. That is coming. Absolutely. Yep.
What's up there, Toe Jelly? But yeah, it is coming, and I agree. The AI is getting smarter, and like the photos and the videos are getting more. They're getting harder to tell. But listen, guys. Now I hear a lot of researchers speak about AI is the devil because now AI has ruined everything that we're trying to do. Now, to a degree, you're correct. To a degree.
Yeah.
But honestly, guys, study what you see. Study what you see and scrutinize it, because if you know what you're doing, you can pick these AI videos, these AI photos right off.
Yep.
You really can. I mean, they're not that convincing right now.
Yeah.
Now, who's to say in a year to 2 years, and that's not that long, because I listen to a lot of shows and stuff, and I hear a lot of people talking about this AI, and this AI gets like 1,000% smarter every day.
Oh yes, yes.
It grows every day, and the technology increases so much every day to keep up with this AI. They have computer systems right now that they have the technology to build these processors now, but they are so expensive and they take so much power to run these computers that we don't have the grid to carry all this.
Yeah.
Okay. But when they put this AI in these computers, it's all over with.
Oh, I know.
It's all over with.
Yep.
And like, I mean, it's going to be bad. They're talking about like the doctors won't exist anymore.
Yep.
Doctors won't exist. You'll go in and you'll answer some questions, and they'll take some blood tests, and they'll scan it and put it through the computer, and the computer will tell you exactly what's wrong with you, and it will give you a prescription for them to do a compound medication, and it'll take care of what's going on with you.
Yeah.
They're talking cancer, everything.
Yeah. And that's why I think it's so important. And so, my degrees are in interpersonal communication, and I'm a coach.
Yeah.
I'm a team guy. It's so important for us as humans to start coming together and not lose that human element, because we're giving it away for convenience. We're giving it away for speed. We're giving it away for cheap goods. We're giving it away in our lives so much so that we're losing the human element. We're not brothers and sisters anymore like we should be.
No.
We may say that, but as soon as we're pressured or as soon as there's a disagreement, you can see we're not tight like we should be, and that's my biggest concern. But I do think that's it all goes back to like the way you started. The answer is to get right with God, have that relationship with Jesus Christ, understand that there's something more. It's crazy that all this Bigfoot paranormal stuff has actually brought me closer to God, because that was always the misconception it would take you away. For me personally, it's brought me closer than I ever thought I could be.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting you said that. I went to church while I was in West Virginia for my sister
I'll be right back.
on her birthday, and they were talking about the beginning of times when the earth was created, and also talked about creatures on the earth during that time. But I looked at my sister, I said, it was meant for me to be in this church today.
There you go.
And,
there you go.
And I told my family, they're Christian, like hardcore Christians. And, I've had a few of them say a lot of things to me that weren't good. And my answer to them was, my work in this field has brought me closer than anything to God.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, when I caught on fire, I kind of lost faith. When I had my cancer, I lost faith. When my divorce happened, I lost faith. But seeing these things in the woods and God giving me an ability to see these things and learning about them, when I encountered that Dogman on January 11th, it just drew me closer to God.
Yeah. Well, and Trisha, that's the thing, you wish you could get people to trust you and believe you. You kind of have to experience it for yourselves. But the Christian Bible, and I think it's infallible. I trust it, but I do understand it's been through a lot of human hands. But still, not one person, place, or thing in that book has ever been disproven.
Yeah.
Okay, now it hasn't all been proven, but it hasn't been disproven. The monumental truth of that book is, if you follow the lessons and the guidance, your life will get better, or you will be stronger and more able to deal with the things that aren't better. And that has been proven time and time again. And when and I tell people, it's an interdimensional handbook. If you read it, you talk about it, tells you your place in the universe.
Greatest story ever told.
Yeah. And when you come face to face with the things that you have, and that, you're like, I carry a pistol. It's nice, and that makes me feel comfortable. I don't think it's going to do much against these things. I think I just start praying. And Martin talked about that in his famous encounter. That's what gave him the strength to overcome this. And he has proven time and time again. He's been out with Barton. Barton has shared it. Daryl's been out there. They respect the power of the word and a strong relationship with Jesus. And thank God that I'm able to do that confidently. I know you are now, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. That may be the greatest gift we could have.
Yeah, exactly.
Patricia's experience there, like I said, we had the video, we played it last week, and it's in our members section for people that join our members section. I would like to keep it on the regular videos, but we're not comfortable with it being there right now. And so, we know that people that are going to join our YouTube, that they're going to be upstanding people that, will take that. And plus it's watermarked too, but still, her experience and everything, we've took it to a lot of people. We really have, and nothing's come of it. It's not like it's breaking the internet.
Nope.
But it was very much real.
Yeah.
Very much real. And there's been other people that's had similar experiences like that too, and it's just like, it doesn't mean anything. They would rather to see someone's fake footprint that they did of a Bigfoot
Yeah.
Than see something that's truthfully real. I mean, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I
Well, that's
don't I don't understand people. I really don't. And the chat, I'm not talking about you guys. It's some people that there's people out there right now that we're connected to. All of us in this room right now are connected to could take a video like that and
mhm.
they could do something with it.
Yeah.
And we're not seeking fame for that video.
Yeah.
We're not. That
Yeah.
why would we bury it if we were wanting the fame for it? Because
Right.
you know,
Right.
I'm sure if I put that video out there that it would get 15,000 views within a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not what it's all about, Mike.
No,
It's
no, no, no. No, no, no. And again, it's about us coming together and
Yep.
supporting each other because we're not getting that support from outside this community.
Nope.
We're just not. And so we need to make an extra effort. Now, and I'm going to make sure I try to stay drama free, but I'm not a perfect man. I'm just going to make sure going forward that I'm understanding we're all brothers and sisters and we're all trying to do the same thing for the right reasons. And we're going to stay together on it more than we're going to stay apart. Or
Ima-
I am at least.
Imagine the database that we could have if we all came together and put in the time and the work. That's I was just talking about this with a guy named Mondo, because he brought it up, and I'm like, he's right. If
Yeah.
everybody could stop fighting and stop working against each other and
Yeah.
work with each other,
Yeah.
it would make everybody's job so much easier in this.
Yeah.
Improve
Well,
all
and that's the whole goal of the Pathfinders. We've talked about it, starting to document everything, and that's building a record. That's
Yeah.
building a record, and it's
Well,
building a record of everybody coming together.
Yep.
I'll put this out there right now. I don't care who you are. If you're Hellbent Holler, Expedition X, any of these groups that want to look at any information that we have, we're more than glad to share it with you, including Trisha's video.
Yeah.
Because the thing of it is, it's all about getting this information out there and sharing it with each other, because we may have a key piece of information that someone else needs to put together something that they have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And especially any groups that are working in the LBL area, because basically right now that's our main focus is in the LBL. I mean, I'm going to start doing some research here in North Carolina, and I know I keep saying this, but Mike, I can't find any help.
Yeah.
I honest to goodness cannot get any help here in North Carolina.
Wow.
I've put out in Facebook groups and all this stuff. I just need one or two people
Wow.
come onto the team to go out and do some research with me and stuff. There's all kinds of people researching this area.
Yeah.
But they don't want to let you in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
that's what I'm talking about. They think they're sitting on something and they're going to get the big win, and they're not. And even if they think they do, it's going to create more. We talked about the documentary I'm going to be a part of, me and Martin. And I'm not looking for anything out of that except for and Trisha, thank you. She's one of our first supporters with this, trying to set the table for this is what's here. This is what you need to look out for. This is what you need to come enjoy. We just want to try to do something different with a positive spin on it, and not act like we've got a lock on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And maybe encourage, after we do it, encourage other people, come see for yourself. And I don't know what we're going to find. We've got Ethan has seen some stuff he says he's seeing, and he showed me some stuff. I see some of it, but I'm willing to try. That was the main thing. I appreciate you guys, and I'm just talking personal now. You guys showed me that video early on. You contacted me and you're like, Mike, check this out, and I'm so appreciative that people respect me enough, to value my opinion, and that's where Ethan was, and I don't know why you can't. I don't know why in North Carolina there wouldn't be people that would be glad to come out and help you, man. I don't know.
I don't know either. But the chat, if you guys, any of you are in North Carolina that are interested in going out, look, you don't have to have any experience. You really don't. I mean, I'm not the most experienced person around here either. But the thing of it is, we can get together and we can find some stuff.
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
can have a good time, and we can cook some hot dogs and make some s'mores. I mean,
I was gonna say, it's not just all work. You have fun doing this.
Oh yeah.
and I look, I promise you, if we cook enough hot dogs, eventually Martin Groves will smell them and he'll come running.
You
Yeah.
leave Martin alone.
Yeah.
And dogs.
But yeah, I really hate, Mike, that when I was in a couple weeks back that we couldn't get together with everybody. I mean, everybody had so much stuff going on, and Martin was shooting some videos and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I would have loved to have had everybody down at Colson with us. I'm telling you, dude, we went down there that night.
Yeah.
I was having a dream, and it's weird, but for 2 weeks, I've shared this with Donna, I've shared it with Trisha, I've shared it with the whole team, I've shared it with our audience before. I had a dream for 2 weeks. There went Trisha. Let's see. Hold on, she's back again. There we go.
They don't want me in this dream tonight.
But I had this dream for 2 weeks that we were going to Colson, and I went into this area by myself. I was in there after dark, and like I seen these two trees. They were two big, huge cedar trees beside of each other. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and they were spade shaped. I mean, it's like they'd been shaped. And behind those two trees was a big old pin oak tree. And I was standing leaned up against that tree, and it was dark. And something grabbed me by my arm. And when I turned, it was this big Dogman, and stuff. And in my dream, I jerked my arm out of my coat sleeve. And I pulled my pistol and I just started shooting it in its face. Well, at this point, my dream goes from my point of view into this, and it's like I am over top of the camp, and I'm watching it, and they're getting surrounded by these things.
Wow.
Okay, and then I just wake up.
Yeah.
Well, Trisha's like, Dad, she's like, if you want to go in someplace by yourself, she's like, I got the perfect spot for you. And
there's the spot I was going to send you to. It's where you got those howls and something slammed in the water, and I got howls and something smashed in the water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I told Trisha, I said, no, I said, when we get there, I said, I'll know exactly where I got to go. And as soon as we bottomed out in Colson Holler, right there by the bathrooms,
right,
straight up in behind the bathrooms, was those two big trees.
Yeah.
Two big cedars beside of each other.
Yep.
And I noticed that beside that tree in the brush there was like a big hole.
Yeah.
In that you could walk through.
Yeah.
And I told Trisha, I said, that's where I got to go.
Wow.
So we get over there and we're setting up camp, building a fire because it was cold. Well, it wasn't really cold, but we were around all that ice and everything that would get cold. So we were setting the fire, and Donna had just got in town. So Trisha talked to Donna, and they're ready to go. So Trisha's Jeep, the 4-wheel drive isn't right in it right now. So I told Trisha, I said, well, let's just take my truck and we'll go and get Donna and them, they can follow us back. Well, we did that, and they wasn't quite ready, but they got ready, and we come back, and as soon as they turned on Colson, they were in this little Jeep Patriot or Liberty or something.
Yeah.
And that slid into the ditch, So, and then we had to get them up out of the ditch. So we were late getting back down in there. And when we got down in there, see, I had prepared. I had got me some of those solar lights and charged them. They're motion detected.
Yeah.
And I was going to put those up on the backside of these trees when I went in there. So if something come up behind me, the light would come on. Yeah. I was trying to be a smart aleck is what I was trying to be. But I was smarter anyway. But anyways, so I decided not to go because I didn't feel safe to go in there after dark and try to set up.
Right.
Hey, appreciate you becoming a member. Really do.
Nice.
Yeah, Junior Pops. Yeah, I always seen you become a member, and you're in the UK. That's awesome. That really is. Anytime you get somebody from another country, we've got somebody from Italy that comes in all
Yeah.
the time.
Oh
But
man, that UK group is great. Yeah, we
yeah,
had like 4,000 views in a few hours. They're awesome over there. Phil and
yeah,
Natalie. Yep, check them out.
yeah. Um, but anyway, so I didn't set up. Mark and I decided we're going to say I've got this big Bluetooth speaker that lights up and stuff, right? And
Right.
my whole thing, my whole dream with this speaker, I've got a dream about this speaker. Okay, well, I want to be playing some sounds on this speaker and see that speaker just take off through the woods.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't care how much the speaker costs. If that speaker would just take off through the woods, it would make my whole life. You know what I mean?
Right.
But anyway, so we're playing. Everybody's set up in their own little areas. They're doing their own thing. And me and Mark, we set this up, and I play Sierra sounds, and I play some of actually I play some of Mike Miller's sounds that he sent me. I played some of those because they're really good. And then we started frequency generations, and Mark's calling out frequencies from the go. And I went down to this one really low frequency that you couldn't hear.
Yeah.
You could feel it, but you couldn't hear it.
Right.
Okay. And it's really funny that feller, what's his name that was with you there, Donna?
Rick. Yeah,
Rick.
Yep.
Rick takes off. He's going out that way, and he walks right up by my speaker about the time I'm sliding that scale over, and it hits his high pitch one, and it just scares the far him. Mark's watching him on his night vision binoculars, you know,
Yeah.
and he's watching it and everything. By the time that guy walks up to that speaker and I hit that thing, I can't see him. It's just stone cold dark, you know. I didn't even know he was by it. And I hit that thing, and Mark started laughing. He's like, "Oh my God, I wish I was recording that." He's like, "That guy jumped plumb out of his skin."
Man.
But yeah, scared. Rick's right here in the chat right now. He said, "Scared the hell out of me."
Yeah, that's great.
But
Oh man.
anyways, so Rick goes on up through there, and we're doing these sound generations and stuff, and Jen and her son are in my truck, and her son has his night vision goggles, and he's looking up there where those trees are. He's looking straight up through there.
Yeah.
And I know you can't see the things, but he picks up this which look, if you look at this thing, man, it's got legs. There's ears standing straight up. It kind of looks like a freaking silhouette of a Dogman.
Wow.
And that's not the only thing he picked up. We got videos of something huge out in this field.
Yeah.
I saw that with my own two eyes.
Yeah. Trisha and got in their Jeep and run up there just because they were worried about Rick.
I angled my Jeep in the middle of the road, and we turned our light bar on because we didn't want to get stuck. There was snow.
Yeah.
And I see two sets of like yellow green eye shine. And I tell Doug, I'm like, "Do you see that eye shine?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, looking, I'm hanging out the window looking at this. And it's these things are laying like low, flat to the ground, but their legs were like spiders' legs.
Yeah.
And they were using like elbows to crawl. Next thing you know, the one just disappears in front of me, just poof, gone. And I told Doug, I said, "Get us back to camp now." And the whole time I'm on speakerphone with Jen, telling her what I'm seeing, and they're pointing a laser, and my light bar hits them dead on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Get us back to camp now, because this thing just disappeared, and I don't know where it's at. It's not over there. It could be on top of our car, underneath our car, on the side of the car. Get us back."
But Mike, the thing of it is, this all happened where I was supposed to be.
Right. Wow. That's
If
crazy.
I would have been there.
Yeah.
And I have to say, Donna and them, you might have saved my life that night.
Man.
You might have.
System.
Wow.
Things
Well, Mark,
that way.
yeah. Mark invited me. I had a game that night. I don't know if I'm sorry I missed it or not. It was sounding cool, then it got scary all of a sudden there. That's creepy.
It's scary. It really
I
did.
started panicking, and then I started getting mad and didn't want to really be around anybody. And
Wow.
because I had just had that encounter, that was my first time being back in the LBL in the dark. So all that was just triggering me, and I was not okay. I was not okay at all.
Well, I'll tell you what, Trisha, I sent you that empathy stuff, some of the empath stuff, some of the thing I do, and again, strictly biblical, guard your soul. When you learn to let your soul override your emotions and your physical responses, and you can't guard your physical body all the time. We're going to always react emotionally first, so it's really important to ask for your soul. Cover your soul, guard my soul, and that helps you then. The stuff that hits you, that brings those negative feelings and that anger and that stuff, won't be able to get all the way to your core, and you can shake it off a lot easier, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why I took time and went back home. I
Absolutely.
needed home. I needed to see my New River
Yep.
Gorge Bridge and my mountains, and
Yeah.
and really just took time for myself and put that out of my mind and just really just worked.
Yeah. Well,
on myself.
and I tell people too, this is not from a communication standpoint. It's on steroids when you're talking about spiritual demonic stuff. We do this with our daily lives. You come home, all of us have done it. I'm probably divorced already once because of it. You're working 60, 70 hours a week. You build all this stuff up, the stress hits, you go home to your wife who has nothing to do with it, and you just unload.
Yeah.
You just unload it. So we're built that way anyway. That's happening already. You need to learn to control that in your daily lives, but it's just magnified when you're dealing with the stuff we're dealing with.
Yeah, absolutely.
It sure is, man. My wife is, I think my wife is watching in chat right now, but she knows. I mean, I get the same way too. I get worked up over something. Trisha gets worked over stuff, and poor old Doug, man, he gets it hard because Trisha's a little firecracker. But Mike, she did buy her a new, well, not a new truck, but she bought her a nice truck.
Well, so what was it I saw? I couldn't tell what kind of make it was on Facebook.
It's a 2008 Toyota Tundra.
Oh, those are nice.
With the mega cab. It's got the mega cab in it, DVD player and all that stuff.
Ooh,
I mean, yeah,
cool.
the whole team could camp out inside of the cab. It's that big. It's huge.
That's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. I'm glad she got it and everything. They needed it, and
Yeah.
now they can get their Jeep worked on, because problem was they were having so much problems with their Jeep. And then, you've seen it. It's a nice Jeep.
Yeah.
But it's their only vehicle, and he has to get to work and all this stuff. And if it's down for 2 or 3 days, they can't do nothing.
Right.
So now they can get their Jeep fixed and all that.
I
But
love
Mike,
my Jeep, but I hate my Jeep.
you gave us a picture, and I almost forgot about it, but you gave us a picture to talk about here. I'm going to show it to everybody right now if you want to talk about it.
Well, that's just the reason I put that up. Now, we find stuff like this all the time, and trying to figure out what it was. That's the most recent. That was just from this past weekend, and I thought it was significant, and I'll just share with everybody. So I've been looking at the pass-through areas. Where do these things go from one side of Land Between the Lakes to the other? What are there easy ways they can go from Kentucky Lake to Barkley Lake? And one of the ways could be culverts through the road. And there's a few that that a man, that Mark's been with me, that a man could walk through, but most of them are just small. Where we found that if you went on to the east, you were going to run right into the road. And so if something was wanting to navigate and be unseen or not have to cross the road, you would want to follow that X on to the north and the west. And so I was thinking that's what it was about. Phil with Dogman Teepee Hunting says in the UK, he has come to find out that at the intersection of those, if you follow that point, it's going to take you to more structures, to more easily navigable terrain, to possibly hunting grounds, to a water source. He thinks it's a marker that relates to the actual intersection more than just the shape of the X. And I haven't studied it a lot, but even when you look through that, you can see a cleared off spot. And I did confide in him, if I was wanting to go about 3 more miles and stay hidden and down into some relatively easy to cover terrain, that's exactly where that intersection is pointing in that area.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to share that for those that go out and do what we do. And if you haven't thought of that already, or you have an opportunity to try that, that might kick the can farther down the road as to what do these things mean, because they fascinate me, but
Mm-hmm.
we're just not sure what they mean or what they stand for or what they're doing out there. But that's clearly made on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have them
Yep.
here. Well, I've been dealing with them child because, and my dad before for that. And a lot of the markers, like the X's, you'll also
Yeah.
find Y's. It'll come down, you'll have the straight stick up and then out, you'll find a Y,
Mm-hmm.
which is marking the trails. And then the stacked stones. There are also stones of different shapes. They actually, whether, this group of people came in, there's this many males. You look them and find them, you'll find that the shapes of the stones are different. If you got 2 female, 2 stones is different. If they got children with them, they'll baller. They mark them that way.
Okay, so
It's just
thank you so much, because I have found and documented sometimes I will ask, where did this rock come from? Where did these, because they'll just be in the middle of the forest floor.
Yeah.
And you can tell they were placed there on purpose.
Yeah.
And they're no bigger than, I can always grab them with my hand, but you can tell they were picked up on purpose. They were chosen. And why were they placed there? That is, I never knew. Thank you.
it's simple. A lot of it is like with some Shawnee. I was taught to track. If you hunt from the woods, you're taught how to hide your tracks or whatever.
Mhm.
But my dad never spoke when he was in his whistle. You weren't allowed to shout out. That is a big thing. You are quiet. But if he wanted to leave something, and they do the same thing, they basically the same markers. It means the same, and it's very simple if you just think about it. The feathers. You'll walk through, and there will be nothing there. You come back, and you will find 2 or 3 turkey feathers is a big thing. You'll find those feathers. Snake, like a snake skin or something. It's not there. You come back, it'll be there.
Oh yeah.
All kind of different thing means a different,
Wow.
Here I call them clans. Mine, I went to a different area. Those are not there. My watchers here are mine that I grew up with. Like I said, when I was a child, I grew up with them. They're now old like me. Still here, but then the young ones I grew up, and so they're used to me. So it becomes a relationship, and just like you said, there's good. I'm not saying that they're all. I don't go out and play ball with them. I don't know huggy. I interact with them, and I've had very few violent interaction. Not that it can't happen, but that is also mine. I don't even here, like from my area to because they're all over here, a different location. They're not going to. They'll recognize me. I guess they kind of sense my connection from here, but you don't know what kind. And the Dogman thing is, I never saw one till 2 years ago, and that's an entirely different situation altogether.
Right. Well, you know what? I'm mad I didn't. So I don't see well. I need glasses. I'm just refused to get them. But so you were sitting right in front of me, over to my left at the Golden Pond. I know exactly who you are now. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you there.
Yep. I listened to your talk and everything. everything. Yep, I was too cold. I couldn't go outside. I was like, I'm freezing. I can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I'm glad you told us that about those X's because, like I was telling you earlier, I found one very similar to that.
Right.
And it was a little bigger, but the area around it there was like 4, maybe 5 other X's just laying on the ground.
Right. Yep.
Like circling it.
Yeah.
There's like one big one, and then there were several just laying on the ground. And I never would have thought, like, to look in what direction it would be pointing. So
Yeah.
I might go back. Check
Yeah,
that.
I would.
That
I
direction.
would.
Yeah. That's fascinating. That's interesting. I've also found where there's been like huge trees, like tree trunks, just broke, laying, and they're pointing in an arrow.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
one time I walked direction it was pointing, and there was tree structures back there. So
Yeah.
well, there was a tree structure back there, but
Well,
yeah.
speaking of structures, Mike, I wish you could see the screen. When we were there a couple weeks ago, we went into an area, and like the LBL was covered with 3 inches of ice
Oh yes.
all through the
Yeah.
woods. Everything, the sun hadn't melted it off.
Yep.
And we went up into an area. Mark was with me. My other son Michael was with me. My wife Cindy was with us, and I found an area that like all of the ice had been cleared out. Okay. And all the ice had been cleared out, but the ice had been stacked on top of each other.
Wow.
Mark's seen it. Like, here's an area where that's showing on the screen right now.
I see it.
The ice was cleared out, and it's stacked in there. Those leaves and stuff, right?
Right.
But look here.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Stacked
see
on
it.
top of each other.
Yeah. Wow.
Now that's not natural.
Nope. Nope.
That's not natural at all.
Wow.
Look, the ice stacked into this little thing right here, and it threw sticks, whatever it was, put sticks in on top of it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I mean, just, it's like something was playing. If you look out here on top of the ice out here to the left, there's sticks laying out there on top of the ice that were freshly thrown in there.
I tend to think that's just, and I've got areas like that's just the young ones or the juveniles or the ones that are told, hang out here, we're going to do something else. That's kind of what you get, that feel like you're in a schoolhouse or a classroom or something like that, or a daycare. You get that feel when you're up in it.
Well, I don't want to share too much of that, but I have other photos. And Trisha has seen them. Dawn, I haven't showed them to you yet. There's a nest up there. Mark's seen it with his own eyes.
Nice.
At the bottom of this tree, and I have this tree in my one video. At the bottom, there's a tree that's broke off at the top, and there's another tree that leans into it. Like you can get the tree that leans into it, you can go up into it, and it's up there like a platform. Okay.
Wow.
And at the base of this tree, there's a bunch of tree tops in there, and the 2 limbs make a big X, like this. You were talking about the X structures.
Yep. Yep.
The one limb that's laying on top, that limb does not belong there. And when I say limb, I'm talking paint can size limb.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
It does not belong there. It belongs on further up. There's a section of it that was peeled off the tree where it come off, and you can see where it's supposed to be. And there's no way that got there by itself.
Absolutely.
But they were like, there's the X, and down below it was all the dead leaves and and the branches and stuff where it made like it was hollowed out on the inside.
Yeah. Wow.
It's crazy. I've got it. I've got pictures of it, and I have it on video. We're going to release the video. I was trying to get it out this week, but it didn't happen. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I work a whole lot.
Yeah.
And it's hard, but I'm going to get it out. I maybe even work on it tonight.
Man,
But
that's so cool. That you know, Dusty Gonzalez has got books of stuff like this, and I actually posted one from the same day I got that X, or maybe it was maybe a few days before, something similar to what you're talking about. And I honestly, as observant as I think I am, I missed a lot of this stuff until Dusty started pointing some stuff out.
yeah.
And it is almost like they'll lean the trees over, but in a way they can walk up them. And you'll see the stuff, and you'll be like, but that was placed there. There's no way that just fell. It'll be interwoven, crisscrossed, like a plat. That's cool, man. I can't wait to see what you got. That's awesome.
Oh, it's something else. Mark hollered at me on the radio because like my back was killing me. We was walking on that ice and all that stuff is uneven. My lower back was killing me.
God, that was terrible.
And I told Mark, I said, won't you and Michael go up, Mikey, you know, my boy. I said, won't y'all go ahead and go on up there? Mikey's got the GoPro on him and he'll get video and stuff like that. And I'm going to sit down here with my wife. And as soon as Mark and Mikey got up on top, Mark hollered at me ready. He's like, Mike, he's like, you're going to want to come up here and see this.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I said, I'll take my fat ass up there. so we come up through the the woods, and as soon as we topped out, dude, I seen that big X like this.
Wow.
And that wasn't the most impressive stuff. Okay. Yeah. When we got up there were 3 sets of footprints.
Cool.
Traveling through there like a highway. There was a set that was 19 inches. There was a set that was 15 inches. And there was a set that was 8 inches.
Yeah. Wow.
And we've got all that documented on video and pictures too. But it's awesome. I can't wait to show it to everybody because it is a video that it's a revisit to an area.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to share that because it was really good. I mean, it in my video. Okay, I'll go ahead and say because it's going to be on the video anyways. It was Russian Creek.
Yeah.
Okay. When we were back there in October, Trisha and I and Doug and my wife Cindy, we were back down in there. I'd had my Bigfoot encounter, and like I had paralleled this thing all the way down this road. Trisha had got a smell off of this thing, and we went on further down, and we got to an area where the road split, and like we're standing there, and we start picking up movement up on top of the ridge.
Yep.
It's black. And in our video, you can pick it up like 4 different times. There's people commenting in our video about it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. And it's where the one peeked out from around the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking about, I was looking up in there because I said it looked like it was a nest or something up there. I said, look, and something like a condor would be in or something, you know.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same tree.
Yeah.
We went back in to investigate it, and it's definitely something.
Wow.
It's definitely something. Mark knows where it's at. He's actually got a ribbon there for one of y'all's visits whenever y'all decide to go in that area.
Okay. He was telling me about that. Okay. Yep.
So, dude, I'm telling you, it is absolutely something. And whoever you put up there that night, they're going to, I bet you they get something.
Nice.
It's like, it seems to be well traveled.
Yeah.
And it's not in a spot where hikers would be walking either.
Gotcha.
It's up in the middle of the woods.
Awesome.
I can't wait. I really can't. I can't wait to find out something about y'all's investigation when you go in there that night. I wish I was available to go.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know if I've told everybody, you said 19 inch. The biggest print I've ever gotten was a 19 incher, and it's right in where we want to go. I've told everybody that's going, this thing is the area where I've encountered the grumpiest one I've ever encountered. Yeah. And that, you know, Randy's heard him yell, and we're excited, but it's a big boy, I think, what we're messing with.
Yeah.
I got some bones out of that area. Actually, I still have the bones. I pulled it up by the skull. It was still attached. And I was like, what in the world? I'm like, I'm taking this home. And I did. And then I soaked it. It's out in my garage.
Yeah.
And when we went back in there the first time, I went back to the exact spot because I wanted to find like the legs of it.
Yeah.
Legs gone. There was no sign of legs. Not
Right.
the day that I found it, and not that time when we did the Pathfinders thing. Wasn't
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but there's something in there. I heard those whistles in there that sounded like the whistles from the movie The Hunger Games.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yep.
And that blew my mind. I'm like, what in the world? I've heard
Oh,
whistles in the woods
yeah.
before, but not like that.
No, it's unique. And once you hear it, and so I'm hoping, we hit that area pretty hard, and I'm hoping now that we've been off of it, if we did spook something out, it has decided to come back in, and it's really comfortable, and I'm thinking that's going to work to our advantage. I really hope so.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know where you're at, Mike, but I can tell you one thing. We went into the Martin's attack site,
Yeah.
and like it's on one of our videos too. I was in there. I split off from the group, and I went up this game trail, and I got up into this area, and like something just held me up there,
Mm-hmm.
and I was getting knocks, and then well, whose knock was that?
I'm getting them now.
That was your grandpup smacking his tail against my cabinet.
Oh, so on that video, okay, there's part of that video we didn't share. Okay, there was part of that video we didn't share, and I wish I would have, but when I did that video, for some reason I left it out. And there was a clip, but when I got back to Trisha's house that night, I sent that video clip to Rob Effler.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I wanted him to see it, and he calls me. He says, "Mike, you got movement over your left shoulder."
Yeah.
So Trisha runs to the computer. I'm still on the phone. Trisha runs to the computer and starts pulling up stuff. And I don't know. You probably can't see it, but circled in this photo back there, you can see something that's dark. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can see something that's dark, and there it is right there. If you can pick up, it's a Sasquatch that's cloaked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
when my wife was coming out, she's taking photos down in that holler. She's seen me down there, and I've told this story several times, but I never showed that photo right there. Okay.
Wow.
But like she's taking photos right there, and in that photo, if you look dead center and you zoom into it, you see that Sasquatch.
Oh, I can see it.
That's right beside of me. This thing knocked 30 feet from me. It was loud. It was on the video.
Wow.
And like, cause I asked Trisha, I said, "Are y'all hearing these knocks?" And they're like, "No." And then that one knocked, and I'm like, "Did you hear that one?"
Yeah, that's exactly what you said.
But it was right beside of me, dude. And I'm telling you, I'm in there. It's thick. You can't run. There's no running out of there if something gets after you. It's thick. You got to climb over tree limbs and everything. And really, I kind of got worried. I wasn't armed. And the only person that had anything was Mark, and he's plumb back up on top of the other ridge.
Yeah.
But so I'm trying to make my way out of there, and like this thing's watching me. My wife takes that photo and pulls up on it. So I believe these things, they can either completely cloak themselves or they can partially cloak themselves.
Yes.
And the part that was facing me was cloaked. But when she snapped that picture, she accidentally got that picture of it.
Yeah.
Not cloaked, the backside of it there by the tree.
Wow.
And dude, I'm telling you, but that was up in there, and that's a big boy.
Yes.
That's a really big boy.
Yeah.
And
you know what's interesting when you mentioned that, I had, so Kim and Randy, I think Mark was with me. I think he was there that night. We went to a different area, and I just walked up in the woods totally blind, no lights, like I do when I'm by myself. No lights, got on a log. We thought something was paralleling us on a ridge. They heard a clear knock when they were so excited, and I didn't hear it. And it makes me wonder if it's a knock or if it's something, you hear people talk about them popping their mouths or something.
Vocalizations, yeah.
Can they throw a sound? Because I should have been able to hear it. And they're like, Mike, did you knock? And I said, I was standing up on a log with nothing to knock. I wasn't knocking.
Yeah.
But they all heard it. I did not hear it and should have. I was closer to that, supposedly. So it's weird. Were they close when so were they close enough you think they could have heard that and should have heard what you heard?
No, they wasn't close
Oh,
enough.
okay. Okay.
I could hear they did some knocks, and it's in the video. You can barely hear their knocks.
Yeah.
On the video.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
had a really good microphone too. You
Yeah.
could barely hear their knocks. And I asked them, and they didn't hear these knocks. But because I had them to do 3 knocks too, and this thing was just knocking, dude. And
Wow.
and the funny thing of it is, it started way back up in this holler in front of me. It started up in there, and then the next one was a little closer, and then that last one, when I started boogieing out of there, that last one was, like I said, it wasn't 30 foot from me.
Wow.
And it was loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Man,
and that's what it was. I mean, I was so excited when we found that picture and my wife had picked it up. I'm like, when we seen that picture, I'm like, what is that? And we zoom into it, and I'm like, oh my God, it's right there.
It's great.
And Cindy said she had took that picture because she had seen me walking down there, and she was snapping that picture. But and that's how you get these pictures.
That's right.
These things don't stand out there and pose for you or anything. You
Nope.
get them by accident usually.
Yep.
And it's just crazy. Except Trisha's, she didn't get hers by accident. She did not get hers by accident, man.
No, that thing was very much standing there swaying, studying my next move, and it has really messed me up. But I'm okay.
Yeah.
Getting better, just processing it, becoming strong with it, and I'm not going to fear it.
And guys, if anybody wants to see the video that we're talking about, Trisha's encounter, it's in our members section. And our members section isn't expensive, okay? And you can get it for 1 month, and then you can cancel it if you want to, just to get in and see what we got. We got some really good stuff in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not trying to sell our YouTube channel to anybody. We put it in there for a reason.
Right.
You guys ever had like a piece of evidence that you just can't go back and look at because it just makes you feel some sort of way?
Yeah.
That's how that video is with me. I can't go back and watch it. At least not for right now. It's too fresh. It just happened.
Yeah.
So and I didn't want to share it. But then I got to thinking, like, it needs to be shared.
Yeah. No, you did the right thing.
Yeah. So that's why I reached out to you. I didn't have like really anybody to really, talk to. And you had just had that encounter with Martin. Like, okay, I need to talk to him. And then I didn't have Martin's phone number. So I talked to Martin at the Golden Pond. And I really appreciate both of you, like, talking to me about it. Because it was not a fun night.
I know.
And to not to compare it with Martin's encounter, okay? Because Martin's encounter was unique to Martin and what happened with them. But it is very similar in a way to Martin's encounter.
Yeah.
And they got howls from coyotes. Well, there was coyotes there, but the very first 2 howls, you couldn't convince me that it was coyote.
Yeah.
It was completely different.
That audio doesn't even compare to the way that it sounded standing there.
Yeah. You can feel it. You can feel. I've been, like I say, Martin. I was with. You can feel it when you're there. That doesn't come over on a recording.
No, there was one coyote, and Crystal too. The scream that it let out, and then it didn't even get a full scream out, and it just quit, and it sounded like it was attacked by something.
Yeah. That was the very last one. And in that video, if you're listening to those coyote howls, the very last one was a partial howl, then a loud yelp.
Yeah.
You ever, like, a dog, you got your dog by you and it gets bee stung or something like that, and it yelps like it's
Yep.
hurt.
Yep.
That's what this thing did. And then there was absolutely no more.
Yeah. Just dead silent.
They just shut off.
You were talking about how, we need to work together in this field, and not just for research. We need to, be united in this field, because these things, encounters like this, are very traumatic. Very traumatic. And
yes.
Like, I couldn't just go call my mom up and talk to her about this. She don't understand.
Nope.
I mean, luckily I have my dad, but he's never been face to face with anybody, one of these.
Yeah.
And he didn't know how to like handle me, and because I was not okay when this happened at all. So we do need not only to research and share, what we find to put into this database, but we need to be there for one another when something like this happens.
Absolutely.
You can't just go to a therapist and be like, yeah, I was face to face with a Dogman.
Nope.
I need to talk to somebody. They'll put you in a crazy ward for that.
Yeah, you'll be in a straitjacket, a mental institution, and heavily medicated.
Eating potted meat with Rob Effler.
Yeah.
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 Nervous hospital, yeah.
Yeah.
Rob always talks about the nervous hospital.
Wow. Wow.
But yeah, I mean, man, it's just, these encounters and stuff, I don't know how much more of it you can take, to be honest with you. Well, it's that intense.
Yeah.
And Trisha's run into some stuff. She was there at this one culvert, and something hit her, and I'm pretty sure it was infrasound, and it made her really sick.
Yep.
And I mean, and then at the cemetery, something like basically smacked her upside the face and actually left a scratch in her ear.
Wow.
I mean, she never seen nothing. Nothing was there.
No, right before it happened, and this is when I didn't know anything about the LBL. I just, my dad said, hey, we're going to go look in here, investigate. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I believed in Bigfoot, nothing about Dogman.
Right.
And I took my kids because I wanted to go just see what the terrain was like, just to see what the hype was. We were at Mount Pleasant Cemetery, and where that closed gate is, I was looking back in there, and I saw something black move very quick. And I was like, okay, my eyes are just playing tricks on me. I'm just going to ignore it and continue like taking pictures and stuff. And my daughter, she's like, Mom, there's something interesting over here. So I walk, and when I say I walked in the same path she walked in, I was stepping in her footsteps.
Yeah.
I got, it was right beside, maybe 2 foot away from Andrew Smith Jackson's grave. Bam, something smacks me. I mean, not really a smack, like a very aggressive, like, blow to the ear.
Yeah.
And it like clogged my ear, and then everything just got loud. Like,
wow.
Really loud. So that's when, I first started having something happen to me. And then months later, it had something happen to me at the culvert. So whatever this was, it been messing with me for months. And I kept telling everybody, I'm going to keep putting in a crap ton of time to find answers on what is messing with me in there. And I think on January 11th of this year, I got those answers.
That's it.
Hey,
And
Trisha, do you like my creatures? I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Do you like my creatures in behind me there?
I do like your creatures.
Yeah. My little Bigfoot. I got the Dogman hanging out underneath.
Nice.
Yeah, my wife's like, how do you sleep down here and you look over and you see that thing? I'm like, I don't look over there.
Yeah.
I don't even, after that encounter, I just got rid of like my Dogman one. I just can't. I can't look at it. Not yet. I mean, it's packed away. I'm not gonna like actually throw it away, but seeing those things face to face, making eye contact, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And I got a lot of enemies. I wouldn't. And then, like, I mean, me and my son was talking about it one time, and he's kind of like, well, now you know what I saw. Because my son has seen one. He saw one, um,
Racetrack Hollow.
Racetrack Hollow, and he saw one in Colson during the Squatch Out when I had him down there. When we were leaving, Martin was going to give him a book, and he saw something walk by that bathroom, and now he's like, now you know what I saw. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of wish I didn't. It's one of those things, like, I wish I didn't see it, but I'm glad that I did.
Right.
So.
Well, I think it's time to call the dogs to pee on the fire.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And I see Mike's getting tired, and I'm sure that you had a lot going on today, and we're all kind of tired. And Trisha, I got to give you a hand here. You've hung in here now. I don't know. I'm got straightened out.
They're leaving me alone. Man. Now you watch. Tomorrow I'll call you and say they're following me through the LBL, because I'll be in the LBL tomorrow.
There you go.
I'll bet she's got a hammer sitting there on her desk that she was fixing to beat that damn computer with.
Yeah. Probably so. Well, this has been fun, guys. I really appreciate you guys having me on. This has been a great time.
Hey, Mike, anytime you want to come on, man, if you ain't got something going on Saturday night at 9 o'clock, you're welcome to come. You can just sit in here if you want to, if you got something to share, but you can come on and co-host with us. Anything you want to do, my man, because we enjoyed having you.
Yeah, thank you.
We really do.
Thank you.
We got, like you said, we need to work together. So this is a way to work together, to have these powwows with each other.
Yep.
And everything. And everybody that's watching, our show is Saturday nights at 9 p.m. We only have one show a week, and we try to get out a video every couple of weeks if we can. And it's just like I work full-time job. Trisha's in the field most of the time, and it's really hard to get some of this stuff to come together. But hey, Mike, won't you tell everybody how they can get a hold of you if they need to?
Well, I've got a YouTube channel. It's called Smith Ridge Adventures. I don't look for subscribers. I'm not trying to monetize it. I basically just post what I find on there every so often. There's a Gmail address on there. I check sporadically. The best way to get me is on Facebook. I do accept friends. If I've got mutual friends and you don't have anything too crazy for your profile picture, I'll probably accept you. And that's the two best ways. But if you leave me a comment or something on Smith Ridge Adventures, I get notifications if anybody has commented or sent me an email, and I'll definitely get back to you.
Good.
Yep.
And Donna, if you want to tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
Basically, Facebook. I've got multiple podcasts out on YouTube. Just a whole lot of different stuff. My article for Strange Night came out this month, and mostly you just find me on Facebook. Questions, feel free.
We're in that Strange Knots too, Father.
Yep.
I haven't got my magazine. I meant to order it and I forgot. I'm going to order it tonight. I'm going to get it tonight. But everybody in chat, we appreciate y'all all coming in and talking and everything. And we welcome you to come next week. Like I said, Saturday night at 9 o'clock, we'll be here. We always are. We don't always start on time because we always have those, what do you call it? Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Every week there's a technical difficulty. But we eventually go live one way or another. But being that, thank you, Rick. We appreciate it. Great people, great show, he says.
Thank you, Rick.
But guys, I guess we'll catch you next week. Hey, I'm going to try. I want to play last week's video that wouldn't play. I want to see if it'll play this time. This was the intro for the show last week. And when I say technical difficulties, I played this video 3 minutes before the show went live and it played fine.
Wow.
And then and it wouldn't play. And I've played it 6 or 7 times since then, and it's played fine. So let's try it. We're going to use it as our outro video tonight, guys. Enjoy the song. You know, we're kind of known for having all these different songs and stuff like that. People seem to like them. We are going to get up a Spotify and start having the music on it. And guys, if you want any of our merchandise, Trisha's wearing one of our hats, I'm wearing one of our hats, but we've got shirts and hoodies and all that stuff. We have a store, and it'll be under this video on YouTube. You can see all of our merchandise and stuff in the store, and it just helps us get out into the field and to pay for gas and stuff like that. We're not trying to get rich from this. We're just trying to make sure that Trisha and Andy and Crystal and just everybody has gas money to get out there. You know, times are tight. So appreciate it. If you want to pick up something, that'd be great. If not, that's fine too. But guys, we'll catch you next week.
Between two waters, nowhere to run, where the forest eats the dying sun. Old trails whisper, don't stay long. Some places know when you don't belong. Campfires fade, the night goes still. No birds sing on those ridges and hills. Heavy steps where no man stands. Something walks on 2 legs, not hands. You won't hear it break the trees. You'll feel it first. Drop to your knees. Eyes from dark, cold and wide, waiting where the shadows hide. They call it the beast of the LBL, born where the lost ones fell. Didn't chase, didn't scream, just watched us leave like a bad dream. If it shows itself, you already know. You stayed too long, it's time to go. No proof carved in stone or bone, just empty ground and silence grown. The land remembers every sin, and some things don't let you in. They call it the beast of the LBL, where the tree line guards its hell. Doesn't run, just stands there when the night is done. If it locks eyes, don't ask why. You turn away or you don't surrender. They call